All right. Happy Sunday, y'all. Boruto episode 226. It is Born Zero, aka the Homeless Hokage, aka Clean 15. And we diving right into it. I only have a handful of points. And let me just say the experience of watching this show, it was like a roller coaster ride, not because it was so like, oh, what's going on? It was like when I came in, I was like, dog, it's a minute and 6 seconds in, and y'all pissing me off already because Mitsuki and Boruto get disqualified off the fucking rip. Okay, cool. It was 15 seconds. Off the fucking rip, Mitsuki and Boruto get disqualified. And it was kind of like, dog, because it's like a tease. It felt like Neji versus Sasuke. And I even had like a little joke to myself. I was like, oh, okay, Mitsuki's death is confirmed. We all know that Neji couldn't fight Sasuke. That's why he died. That's why he couldn't get the practice in. But, I do like how they gave us somewhat of some closure with them agreeing to fight. Like, that was dope. I felt like they were some real niggas for that, because Boruto, like, look, man, I know we couldn't get it, but that was just like the love of the fucking game. It wasn't even about becoming tuning or anything like that. It was just like, hey, man, we were supposed to fight each other. Let's just get this shit in. Let's do this shit. That was very cool. However, I was kind of sad that, like, we got into the preview for the next episode, and it's just like some whole other shit. Like, it felt like OG Naruto when you're watching some storyline shit. The next thing you know, the next episode, it's like a fucking robot Naruto and whatever the fuck. Like, it just felt like we was getting into some real shit, and now we getting into some completely other shit. These niggas on a mission and shit. And let me get back to my point about the disqualification. The fact that Konohamaru had to be the one to announce that shit. Now, I know he's hosting the tuning exams, but that just adds salt to the wound. But we are on forward onto the real episode, the real match for this episode, Denki versus Tsubaki. Because even me, like, I was tripping. I was like, yo, Boruto versus Mitsuki. Did I skip a week? Did I, like, what the fuck happened? Let me check, all my shit. Like, damn, nigga, did I miss a day? But Denki versus Tsubaki. Now, with this fight, I do want to say that it's bittersweet that Tsubaki lost, because I really didn't want her to lose. Like, I felt like she had hands in that. Like, I felt like if I was Tsubaki, I would kind of feel robbed, because I don't even care about the bullshit she's talking about that, oh man, I underestimated him. I just felt like Denki kind of lost. Like, Denki, like, if it wasn't for the ninja tech, he would have lost. And I do know, like, I understand that he's the one who put out the fucking actual ninjutsu from under his sleeve, which I thought going in, or what I was looking for, I wanted to see if Tsubaki would be the one to have some ninjutsu, like, up her, like as a ace, like a hidden ace type shit, where we know she's a samurai, but you've also been in the leaf, so let's see if you actually learned something. Let's see what you have learned. Because honestly, like, what's the difference between Tsubaki now and Tsubaki then, other than, oh, you know what, let me stay? And it did feel like she wasn't that close or attached to the Leaf Village, because she had said, oh, my task here is almost done, as if she was just on some mission, not like, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna learn. And it was more like, oh, okay, let me do this shit, get this shit out the way so I can go back to my crib and, be a real nigga back at home. So it just, I don't know, man, it just felt like they could have done a little bit more. Like, she has a lot of potential. Like, I fucks with her. I fuck with Tsubaki heavy, even though we haven't seen much. But I'm like I said, it's bittersweet. She is going to be staying in the village, and I think it is due to her loss, due to hearing her friends, her teammates, Team 15. The only thing, the best thing about Team 15 is Hanabi is their coach, or their sensei, and then Tsubaki, of course. But as far as the fight, I felt like where it was going, because it did look like Denki was going to lose, and I felt like this would be a good kind of a lesson where it's like, okay, look, ninja tech, it's work. It works. It's a fabulous thing. This is something that takes us into the future. But that doesn't necessarily mean that some people should be shinobi. And I thought that was going to be the lesson Denki would have to learn, because it was like, okay, cool. It works, it helps, but it kind of did his job for him. It was predicting all the moves. It had like some sort of AI camera where it could predict the moves and whatnot. But it was like, once that thing broke, it was almost a fucking wrap. And, Tsubaki got caught off guard because Denki has been using or been practicing his actual ninjutsu. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like Denki's technology is similar to Boruto's karma, where it's like, okay, we're all right with accepting the fact that Boruto isn't a tuning. But it's like, he's so OP, who gives a fuck? He has the karma seal. It's like, tuning is just a title when it comes to Boruto. And not saying that's how he sees it, but that's kind of what it is. It's like, all right, does Boruto really need to be a chunin? Not really. He got them hands. He's a young lord. That's Boruto. Where it comes to Denki, where it's like, does Denki really need to be a shinobi? Where it's like, you're more valuable back in the lab doing research and providing tools for shinobi who could, like, let's say if you had the regular, let's say Kakashi. Let's say you give Kakashi that thing. He's a fucking veteran. Like, I can see technology being something more so for the veteran shinobi, maybe the people who kind of lost a step, similar to Al, where it's like, I'm not who I used to be, but through the technology, I could now kind of regain where I was, and if not, surpass that. I think that would be a dope thing for the shinobi. I mean, yeah, the shinobi tech. Whereas it might cripple the next generation, where, like you've seen with Denki, how the technology was kind of doing majority of the fighting for him. It's almost as if he didn't even have to think. The fucking robot, nigga, look, come on. He looked like Ingenium. Let's be real. That nigga looked like Ingenium. Ingenium looked way better though, but like he looked like bootleg Ingenium. But it just felt like his suit was doing majority of the work. And I even think they said like it kind of sent jolts through his body, so his body knew when to move. You know. I do think the funniest thing of this episode was Mitsuki saying to Katasuke, isn't it kind of awkward for you to be watching this considering what happened the last time? I thought that was dope. And like these last few episodes, I really feel like they've been taking their care, because we have been seeing a lot more, and I've mentioned this in the past, those little random pop-up moments like where Katasuke is coming in and explaining certain things. You see the big over-exaggerated sweat marks and, you know, caught off guard by your comment, Mitsuki. Like, they've been adding a lot of that, and that's what makes animation fun to watch. It's like before these last few episodes, it's been kind of bland when it came to the anime exclusive episodes, but they've been, you know, adding a little shit that makes the anime that much better. I do think it was kind of strange that the Sand Village was spying on Mitsuki, or not Mitsuki, but on Kawaki. I don't know, it's like maybe it's adding little seeds saying that they don't necessarily trust Kawaki. Like, like the outsiders who don't interact with Kawaki, they know he's in the village, they view him similar to how maybe Naruto views Amato and the other Kage view Amato. Like, yeah, he's helping us, but I don't necessarily trust him. Whereas if you live in the village, or if you've been Naruto, Boruto, anyone, the Uzumakis, you've had the first-hand experience with Kawaki, and you're like, yo, dog, he one of us. Even Sarada, Mitsuki, like, hey, bro, that's Team 7. And then I do like how they ended. Kawaki says to Naruto, and it was like a playful thing, because, you know, Kawaki, he got to be too cool. You know, I'm that nigga, bro, I'm Kawaki. Like, you know, it was kind of weird seeing all you guys being so intense and worrying about losing and winning, but hey, I guess I could start as a Genin. That was lovely. I really do like that. But as for the episode, it was cool. It was cool, and I'm looking forward to see where we are going next. The last Team 7 mission, I'm ready for this shit, dog. I'm ready for this. I really wish they would show us Boruto versus Mitsuki. Hopefully we get like that in the first. Nigga, fuck it. Give us the whole first half, Boruto versus Mitsuki. That's what I want. Boruto versus Mitsuki, the whole first half. And then just to end this, because this is gonna be my final point. I do like how Sarada is a tuning, because it gives her like a wardrobe change. I really hope she actually starts wearing the new vest, because my biggest thing with Sarada, like, she has the genes, she has the talent, but I feel like they don't do enough for her character. Like I said, we've been talking about this the past few reviews. Like, just let her throw them hands, let her have those highlight type moments, those little subtle things that make shit cool. Like when Tsubaki threw the fucking sheath of the sword and then kicked it and then broke Denki's glasses, like little shit. Let Sarada have some finesse. I understand she comes from fucking, what's her name, Sakura's power and shit. I understand she inherited that shit, but you don't necessarily have to have her be the Hulk all the fucking time. She is an Uchiha. Let her have some finesse. Save that hulky shit for fucking Chojo ass, you know. But I do think this is a step forward in a new Sarada. I think she just needs a makeover. Not because she's a girl or anything, but I just think she needs to be cooler. I think she has so much potential to be that nigga, where like she could be a character where guys look at her and be like, yo, dog, that bitch, you know, I like the way she styled her shit up. Like, you know, like saying, like even Haku. I mean, there's been a few niggas who've been looking like cooler female characters than Sarada has. There's fucking Haku, fucking Kimimori. Nah, he wasn't all that. He was like fucking Orochimaru been looking like a cooler female character. There's a few motherfuckers. Who else besides Haku? I feel like there was another one that was kind of like, oh, is that a fucking dude? It's like, what we doing here? But that's all I got. I'm rambling at this point. Thank you for watching. That's it. That's all I fucking got. Shout out to fucking Mitsuki. Shout out to Boruto for throwing them hands, but we couldn't see it on screen. That's my only thing about this episode. Started it off heated, ended, I'm cool with it. Tsubaki staying in the leaf. And that's it. That's that. So thank y'all for watching. See y'all niggas next week. Peace.